2,000 years ago, one city ruled almost the entire known world. From the sands of Egypt to the misty forests of Britain, from Spain to Syria, the Roman Empire was the greatest superpower the world had ever seen. But Rome didn't start as an empire. It began as a small town by a river, full of farmers, outlaws, and legends. Today, we're going to cover the entire history of the Roman Empire, from its mythic founding to its dramatic fall. 10 minutes, one empire. 1,000 years of chaos, conquest, and civilization. Our story begins not with emperors or legions, but with twins. According to legend, Rome was founded in 753 BC by Romulus and Remus, twin brothers raised by a she-wolf. Romulus killed his brother, named the city after himself, and became its first king. In reality, Rome was just a cluster of huts on 7 hills beside the Tiber River. But its location was perfect. Fertile land, easy trade, and neighbors worth conquering. And conquer they did. Over time, Rome grew into a kingdom, until the Romans got tired of kings. They kicked out the last one, Tarquin the Proud, and said, "No more kings. We're a republic now." The Roman Republic was born around 509 BC, a system that tried to balance power. You had senators, consuls, and the people, all checking each other. In theory, it was freedom. In practice, politics, bribery, and backstabbing. But while the politicians argued, Rome kept expanding. First, they conquered Italy. Then, they set their sights on a rival across the sea, Carthage, a North African trading empire led by the legendary general Hannibal, who marched elephants over the Alps to attack Rome itself. It almost worked. But Rome fought back, won the Punic Wars, and utterly destroyed Carthage. They even salted the earth so nothing could grow there again. Talk about overkill. By now, Rome was the dominant power in the Mediterranean. But success created new problems: massive wealth, huge armies, and ambitious generals who wanted power for themselves. Enter Julius Caesar. Caesar was brilliant, charismatic, and ruthless. He conquered Gaul, won the love of his soldiers, and marched his army into Rome. Something no one was supposed to do. That was basically shouting, "I'm in charge now." The Senate didn't love that. In 44 BC, a group of senators decided to save the Republic by stabbing Caesar 23 times. Yeah, that'll do it. But instead of saving the Republic, they killed it. Rome plunged into civil war again. Out of the chaos emerged Caesar's adopted son Octavian, later known as Augustus. Smart, patient, and just political enough to keep everyone happy. For a while. In 27 BC, Augustus took power, and Rome officially became an empire. He called himself Princeps, the first citizen. But make no mistake, he was emperor in everything but name. Under Augustus, Rome entered a golden age: peace, prosperity, roads, aqueducts, and architecture that still stands today. They even called it the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For 200 years the empire flourished. But peace never lasts forever. The Roman Empire reached its height under Trajan around 117 AD, stretching from Britain to Mesopotamia. Imagine ruling 60 million people without Wi-Fi, phones, or Google Maps. But cracks were forming. Emperors came and went, some great like Hadrian, who built a wall in Britain, and some not so great, like Nero, who may or may not have played the fiddle while Rome burned. Eventually, the empire became too big, too expensive, and too unstable. Civil wars became a hobby. Armies decided who got to be emperor, and plagues and invasions weakened everything. Then came Diocletian, who said, "Fine, Let's split the empire in half. The Western Empire would be ruled from Rome. The Eastern Empire from Byzantium, later called Constantinople. It worked for a while. By the 400s AD, the Western Roman Empire was in free fall. Barbarian tribes, Goths, Vandals, Huns, were invading from all directions. In 410, the unthinkable happened. Rome was sacked. Citizens who once ruled the world now hid in fear inside their own city. Finally, in 476 AD, the last emperor, a teenage boy named Romulus Augustulus, was overthrown. Rome had fallen. But here's the twist. The Eastern Empire, the Byzantine Empire, kept going for another 1,000 years. So in a way, Rome never truly died. It just moved east. Rome may have fallen, but its legacy never did. Our languages, our laws, our architecture, even our calendars, all trace back to Rome. Every modern empire since has borrowed a piece of its glory and its mistakes. From the might of its legions to the marble of its temples, Rome reminds us that all great powers rise, and all must eventually fall. But as long as we remember it, in books, in ruins, in stories, Rome still stands. If you enjoyed this trip through time, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know. Which empire should we cover next? See you in the next one. And as the Romans would say, Veil.